Good evening, I'm Adventure Argonaut. This is Sovereign Syndicate, and this might be the last stream of this game. Um, Not sure, of course, but I don't think there's much uh, content left in the game. But we will, of course, see what happens. Wrapping things up, checking my streams, and I think everything is working there. It's like recently I've had some problems with the chat of Kick, like because I usually I have my chats open in my OBS, the streaming software. Then sometimes later on I notice like I go to my browser where I also have a Kick open, like my Kick chat, and then I noticed, oh, there was a message but it didn't show. Let's test. Yeah, it doesn't seem to be working. I don't know. I put a message in the my browser chat test 2, but and now I okay, if I write it in OBS then I see it. But yeah, there's something wrong with my I guess I have to make a separate window or something. Let's see if I can somehow put this here. Looks ugly, but maybe it'll work. Okay. Alright, I guess. Okay. I have some makeshift solution to this problem for now. Because yeah, I think I missed some chats from some people and some bots, of course. That's horrible. But let's load the game. So, Atticus Daily, Braxton Manor proved to be an arduous challenge, but you behaved like a gentleman, which is all a Minotaur could ask. You now know that the guest house has the resolution you've been seeking. Ah, yeah, because his mom is in the guest house, and she's in a, coma or something under some weird medical experiments. Black dog. Approaching the end. No wonder that dog is chained. Lord Braxton doesn't want his guests getting mauled while they're taking the air. Go outdoors as for a short walk or ride. Is this like some weird expression? Why I don't know why it has to have the explanation. Oh, let's see if there's still people here to talk to. Oh, angelic fountain. Angelic figure holds up a torch as though it were the sole source of light in this dark world. Maybe Lord Braxton fancies himself a shepherd of the unlighted masses. Jessica Lincoln. Jessica Lincoln, a painter of portraits, I suppose she is well known enough to be invited to such a soiree. Miss Lincoln, how nice to see you. Oh, hello, Mr. Daly. Finally a friendly face. Well, company aside, are you enjoying yourself? It's fine, though I confess feeling a bit of out of place, as perhaps you yourself do. I could do without the weight of all these eyes upon me. I prefer to stay well away from these events of this kind. Though it provides some fleeting comfort, retreating to the shadows does nothing to advance the cause of equality among the intelligent races. Stand up and speak your mind, I say. Such a fight at least is within your grasp. Yeah, yeah, equality, blah, blah, blah. Do you know what's the occasion that's drawn everyone out of here in the dark? Out here in the dark. Well, Lord Braxton is something of a big wheel in London, a person of great influence. Perhaps you've seen that ridiculous airship of his. More at the wharf, and tonight more at the manor grounds, of course. Well, yes, and I think there's a guest house somewhere on the back nine, an expression for large expanse of land. The final nine holes of golf course. Ah, okay. His wife said there'd be a demonstration there later, so here we are, waiting to be escorted. Guest house. I might as well make it tracks. Okay, we got a new task. Thanks, Jessica. I suppose I'll see myself soon. See for myself soon. Willard Rathbone. Can tell us something useful? Oh look, it's the pet broker from Plazosaurus, Rathbone, I believe. Sir Willard, your ostrich is looking particularly handsome today. Oh yes, very kind of you, sir. Well, hello again, old boy. Yes, I find it hard to leave her behind. I hope it's not too distracting. I don't wish to upstage our host, but however did you get invited to this event? If that's not too indelicate of a question. I didn't simply showed up. Brilliant. It's in its simplicity. That sort of gumption will serve you well, my boy. Shrewdness and drive. Do you happen to know what everyone is waiting for? Well, yes, old Braxton is putting on a show of some kind, or a demonstration. That's it, in the guest house, hopefully soon. I have a feeling this guest house is in the hospitable one. Perhaps I'll take a look at myself and see if I can hurry things along. Okay, let's just go. Let's go to the guest house. Chest bar. What from the outside seemed to be an unassuming guest house looks more like cramped storage for steam powered gadgets and machines of every description. Odd vehicles, long disused automatons, and weird parts of all shapes and sizes are heaped here and there under no apparent system. Some of the less recognizable items, medical inventions, you're guessing, or possibly torture devices, are downright disturbing in their aspect, and the whole dim cavern is dominated by a robotic surgeon hanging from above like a hideous metal spider waiting for fresh prey. I'm not sure what lies ahead, but I have a feeling it could be violent. This is my chance to put an end to all of this. Okay. Oh. Oh, my boy, my darling boy, you're here finally. Oh, so this is Matilda Daly. So she's been talking to her in her mind. She's really ugly. That voice is the voice in my head, but it's coming from inside this room. It's her. But I'm the only one who can hear her, even here. Her voice is coming to me directly from her mind. She's been with me all this time. The old crone is my mother. Gasped. Hello. You don't work for me, do you? I find Molly's goons all look more or less the same. Who's that over there? Better have a word with him. Um, Lord Braxton, I presume. Atticus Daly, no, I do not work for Molly. Yes, I am Lord Braxton, and you must be here to witness my groundbreaking procedure. More than that, it's really truly earth shattering. I appreciate your enthusiasm, but I must ask you to be patient and wait with the others. Okay, demand to know the meaning behind Leo's death. Okay. Before we go any further with whatever this is, I need to know something. I suppose I have a moment, but once the serum arrives, I must make haste to begin the operation. This Coveney is his ego stroked if I'm to get any information from him. I think I understand their gravity, but even still, why was Arsenal Engines procuring a mountain of corpses 23 years ago? He pauses, taking a long artificial breath before letting go of a single word. Progress. Is that really all he has to say? Clarify your own question. Oh, I see from your short answer that I wasn't clear. To clarify, why was your company procuring a mountain of corpses which were not all corpses before you took them? I suppose you're one of those for whom there are no justifiable means. I think that depends on the specific means. Have you ever wondered how it is that modern surgery came about? It gestures to my mother. Many dead men, women, and children. Some were dead before meeting the surgeon's knife. Others died on the table. But it is only with their sacrifices that we know what we do about humanoid bodies and can conduct surgery in relative comfort to the patient. Certainly, modern surgery is a wonder, but you haven't answered my question. Arsenal Lange is a pioneer of modern industry. I've taken it to where it is today through sacrifice, both mine and others. I had a friend who died as a fuel for your fires. I need to know why, specifically. Silas sighs impatiently. I can't speak to your friend specifically, but that was the year I created an artificial heart. We needed both subjects and material. I wouldn't know which one of those your friend was. What do you mean by subjects? The device is capable of both maintaining a weak heartbeat and restarting one that has recently ceased, bringing the dead back to life. We needed live subjects for the latter function to be tested. A few were, in fact, brought back. Tragically, the production cost of the device was too prohibitive to make it marketable. Are you saying my friend could still be alive? I don't know, but we have run out of time for this diversion. Now really must insist I get back to the task at hand. Once the errand boy has arrived, that is. Um, yeah, sure. We are, very impulsive and stuff. That woman you have laid out there is my mother. She's coming with me. Your mother? But I was told this vegetable or woman had no such attachments. That, along with her mental condition, is why she was chosen. I intend to mend her fractured mind just as soon as the blustery fellow trails off as if he's lost the plot. And I was very, very drunk. No, fire and thunder, I won't be able to proceed without Molly's delivery. Animal instinct. You mentioned that you must really be the life of the party, the way you spin a tail. Is that why you're hiding out in the shed? Nonsense! I'm very well liked, but without that vial from Molly, this bright dream is over. But no, I will never surrender my ambitions simply because the fates put an obstacle in my path. A cyclops of my stature. Keep rambling if you want, but I'm gonna tend to my mother now. Atticus, thank you for the fates that you reached me in time before that maniac could cut me open. Yes, mother, I'm here now, but it all feels like a dream. It's really me, Atticus. You're not dreaming, nor am I. But it's because of my condition. I cannot move my lips or utter words. We can only go on speaking telepathically. I understand, but it's still better than not speaking with you at all. My darling Atticus, I never thought I would see you again. Mother, why did you abandon me? I'm sorry, sweet child, but your father forced me. You never knew him. He was a statesman and a politician. He couldn't have it slip that he had a Minotaur child. It would have ruined his career. So wait, she looks human too. So is it like Minotaurs such as accidentally? They're sort of mutations from human liaisons or something. Like myself, he must have cast an illusion to conceal his true form. Okay, okay. So that's how it explains. So the dad was a Minotaur, but using an illusion. Wait, I remember something. My ring. Do you have it by any chance? Okay, hey, now my kick chat is working. It's just some bot, but uh, But at least it's working, so that's good. But anyways, so yeah, I have the ring. I do, mother. Here you go. Oh, my ring. Oh, Atticus, I knew you'd find and hold on to it. Same way I held on to hope that I'd find you. But what is Braxton doing? Is he like, getting his shotgun or something, calling, release the hounds, something like that? Her body remains still as I slip the ring onto her finger, but I bet she'd have cried tears of joy were she able to. My mother loved me deeply, but she had to give me up. The fear and turmoil she went through must have felt as my own, so that I can understand. The anger that has led me to so many of my decisions. It was a bitter wind that left me on the doorstep of the Sacred Heart. I know that you came back for me. Yes, but I was dragged from the Sacred Heart when I arrived to retrieve you by a terrible man. The same man your father hired to crush his political rivals. So who's the guy? Is it like the Jemmy, the other Minotaur? I must feel the anger and fear that she felt on that day, so that I won't absorb it and continue to feel it as my own. I mustn't repeat the cycle. Forgiving her is the only way to save myself. Oh, I cannot even forget her. Forgive her. Oh, I got hope. Still not maxed out. Mother, it's okay. I forgive you. I'm just glad we can be together now. Reconcile your past. Oh, okay, there's people coming. Oh, yeah, this guy. I forgot all about him. Here we are at last, and not too late, I hope. I wonder if this is actually the dad. If you haven't yet been acquainted, this is Dr. Wainwright. Strike me blind. I hadn't figured there was an operating theater in here. I know you were nervous about snooping around the manor looking for your patients, but aren't you glad I convinced you to come? Oh, that I am, but what an awful sight this is. Poor Matilda. As for your guests, Lord Braxton, I fear they won't be joining us. Lady Braxton was decidedly in her cups and failed to bring them here. Whatever the stranger did to get Dr. Wainwright to follow him, he did so with enchanting authority. It seems he can put a spell on just about anyone he takes an interest in. By the fates! This machinery is terribly complex and terribly unsafe. What was he about to do to my patient? I was about to make scientific history, that's what. Curses, this isn't how it should have gone, and there's not even an audience to see it. What about us? We're quite special people. I should have known I couldn't count on my wife to corral the guests. She's never without a drink in hand. Probably she fell into the roses again. Old chap, I certainly won't advise you on your marriage, but it's not all bad. You've found a compelling application for the serum. Gentlemen, I have to say, my formula is not yet entirely stable. Not to worry, good doctor. It's in the 99th percentile. That's enough for Queen and country. My research, the core. I won't let you steal it from me. Do you mean the research that you and Molly stole from Dr. Wainwright? I thought as much. When your investors find out how far you've strayed from your promises, legally binding ones, you will be in very deep water indeed. It was necessary to harvest blood of an active werewolf. Without it, the serum was terribly unreliable. That's right, you need to use activated blood for the serum to stabilize, but you can't just kidnap people like Sykes and Matilda to achieve your aims. I only wanted a human subject in whom to install the core. Yes, and that may happen in the future because the determination core is indeed a fine invention, but we'll take it from here. What does he mean by we? Sounds like the Queen herself has put her trust in the stranger, at least in regard to tracking down cutting edge research chemicals derived from the blood of werewolves. Silas, we'll deal with you momentarily once my good friend Eve arrives. And don't get any ideas, or I'm happy to put a bullet through that boiler on your conveyance. You're full of steam and bloody mad besides. As for Matilda Daly, it was a chancy thing for a while, but she will survive. I suppose he thinks himself rather high and mighty, seeing as he was right about my mother being alive. And Mr. Daly, that was quite a timely entrance. Whatever your flaws, I dare say you delivered in the end. Pretty compliments mean less than a bent farthing to me. Why in blazes are you here, and how are you involved in this awful mess? Yeah, good questions. An excellent question, which I shall answer in due course. But first, my sincere congratulations on rescuing your mother. Most impressive and most unexpected. I don't see what it has to do with you, but yes, fine. Now explain your role in all this. I stand before you as a representative of the Crown, that is to say, Her Majesty the Queen. Um, Sounds like we are poised for a most lucrative offer. I asked to see behind the mask. Yeah, I wanna know who. How about a peek beneath that mask of yours, eh? At least tell me your name. Revealing something about yourself would go a long way towards earning a bit of trust. Bully to that. Ask not for my name or face, for I've surrendered both as part of my calling, and we shall truck in neither. Trust rather in what I represent, the wisdom and will of Her Royal Highness. The fellow certainly has a knack for talking in circles. I wonder if he's ever served in the Parliament. I know that you shared a certain book with Miss Nandi Maboso. You strike me as a student of magic, willing to share arcane knowledge with others and leverage it for the greater good. But how, unless he and Miss Maboso are acquainted? I wouldn't be surprised. Her Majesty's Secret Service is in need of good mages, but you've got to focus on honing your abilities. Perhaps after hearing my proposal, you'll be intrigued to study with some of Britain's finest. Very well, carry on. There's a whole bot fight going on in my kick comment section, which is, I don't know, silly. I don't wish to belabor my introduction, but I work for an organization called the Sovereign Syndicate. Hey, the name called is like in Disco Elysium. It was also mentioned within the game. We handle unsavory tasks in which Her Majesty's hand must remain unseen. So is it like the League of Extraordinary Gentlemen, something like that? Unsavory tasks. That's the first thing coming out of his garb that I don't doubt in the slightest. And the reason I am here to gather all my agents, witching and otherwise, in one place, I have chosen you, Atticus, and a few others yet to arrive, to collaborate with me on a very important mission. A few others. Don't know if I should take solace in the knowledge that I am not his sole quarry. I must say, your rescuing the orphans from the basement has shown me both selflessness and bravery. Even a souse like me wouldn't dare to look the other way. They needed help. Souse, a drunkard. I have res- I have to respectfully disagree with you on that. Alcohol has a way of dulling one's sense of empathy. But you don't have any qualms with opium, do you? When it serves a purpose, I'm sure you recall from the dream you had in the Red Lotus. Perhaps he's right, everything in moderation. And where's the dwarf? He should be here somewhere, like, spying on us, right? I was rather impressed by how you saved the cut purse from that awful ladsman in the underground. By helping Annika, you set aside your own desires in order to make a difference. How did you know? Word gets around. So it does, especially in the East End of London. Your knack for subterfuge will come in handy. You snuck into the manor with help from the rat-catcher and reunited Annika with her companions. Come in handy for what? It sounds like you're about to offer me a job. Indeed, Mr. Daly, but before I do, wouldn't you like to ask me a few more questions? Ask about the werewolf serum's special properties. What's so special about the serum, anyways? It was originally Dr. Wainwright's brainchild, if you'll excuse the pun, a highly refined extract of werewolf blood. The exact science behind it would take hours to explain. Give me the short version. The serum temporarily imparts superhuman strength and cell regeneration, abilities which an active werewolf is privy to. Fascinating. The good doctor chose Bethnal House for his round of experiments because the subjects there were readily accessible. Might I add that I also had little to no recourse to outside aid. Society hasn't come around to doing this sort of research, so I've had to keep it hush hush. So why was the serum needed for surgery? Why did Silas want to use the serum to implant the augmentation in my mother's brain? One of the beneficial properties of the serum is to prevent the patient's system from attacking foreign objects, such as metallic implants. Gives me a headache just to imagine it. In this case, it would have been Silas's determination core, modified from his prototype use on automatons, so that it could be used on an organic being. Okay. As for more details about Sovereign Syndicate. You said you handle tasks and that you're here to. You said you handle tasks and that you're here to gather agents. There must be more you can tell me about Sovereign Syndicate. There's like really spammy shit in my chat. Can Oh yes, ban. Hey, I think it's the first time I banned something from the chat. So in any case, he couldn't have been any more bloody vague. I can reveal only the limited amount. The Syndicate is a secret governmental organization answering to the office of the Queen and no one else. We advance the interest of the Empire whenever a situation is politically fraught or an enemy is particularly resourceful. You're spies then. A crude term to describe a very sophisticated operation, but I suppose it will do for now. If we are spies, we are kings among spies. Very few know of the Syndicate's existence, and almost no one knows the identity of its agents. Okay, I'm done asking questions apparently. Do I really want to get tangled up with this blackguard? A nefarious criminal or otherwise worthless character. He spends his whole life behind a mask. He's plainly capable of and an intelligent fellow. I could do with a few more friends like that. And he can handle himself. Would it be nice to have a bit of power on my side for a change? Will you accept my offer? Sure. It's not like we have anything else to do. It sounds, fun. We're gonna be James Bond. Okay, I got an achievement for that. Very well, I accept your offer, but a few conditions. Yes, yes, we'll get to the details later on, but I assure you, you made the right choice. Oh, okay, now the dwarf is finally coming. Brocker's beard. That machinery looks complex and menacing. I can't help but wonder what would have become of that poor woman. Good thing we've been spared a potentially ghastly sight. Otto, it's good to see you again. Your steady climb from machine to thinking being has been fascinating. Thank you. Mr. Teddy built me well. That he did. Rare is the machine right now who not only exercises free will, but does so for the betterment of his fellow automatons. Curious that your efforts mirrored my own, even if nothing fruitful came of them. I hope that I have planted seeds for something. I must say it's remarkable that you achieved something of note by your lonesome. Take that orphan you returned her doll to. I wager she won't forget that act of kindness from a unique being such as yourself. If my years of operation have taught me anything, is that we all need allies to make our way through life. I'm pleased to hear that, for I may have use for your skills. Ahem. And there's Otto's friend, the redoubtable Theodore Redgrave. Glad to see the two of you are working together again. Otto told me about this foul mischief of Silas. We were hoping to interrupt. And interrupt we did. Just who are you, anyhow? How do you know Otto and my name? Mr. Redgrave, surely you realize that you made a hard to ignore name for yourself by hunting down beasts. Your decision to destroy that secret distillery and restore heat to the Sherlock tenements did not go unnoticed either. If you're so interested in my services, why didn't you send me a written offer of employment? I know you, Mr. Redgrave. You would dispose of that writ the instant you discover that what this job does not involve that that what this job does not involve tracking a monster. Uh, am I dumb or is there like some mistake in this sentence? I don't really want to analyze it though. Well, if your penmanship were spotless and your reward large, I might consider it. Mr. Redgrave, I was impressed when you delivered that poem to Miss Lincoln. Going out of one's way for the sake of others is not a tendency that is easy to teach. So, what's this you have in mind then? You expect me to run errands for others? I assure you, what I have to share in a moment will not be a mere errand. Well, hop to it then. My patience is getting thin. Somebody else is coming. Nice, of course, Clara. I don't know what you were planning on doing to that woman, but that machinery looks right out of a nightmare. Is that Clara Reed? I can't say it's expected, but it's good to see you all the same. Oh yeah, because they sort of knew. Like I think it's the first time they meet in game, but like Clara, like you could try to enter Teddy's home with Clara, and she would say like, "Oh, he's away," but like implying they knew each other. Likewise, Mr. Redgrave. Look here, Lord Braxton. Know that I'm armed and unafraid to use force should you not cooperate. You don't have to make this any harder than it already is. So, at last the chips are stacked against me, when I only wanted to bring peace and harmony between man and machine. Don't push it. You're in enough hot water as it is. I suppose there's no point in worsening matters. Any route, once my team of lawyers get together, you'll be the ones in trouble. Oh, 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 oh. Right this way. Try not to do anything you'll regret. Here's the final piece of the puzzle. Miss Clara Reed, who, with the help of my associate, Mr. Chalamet Duval, solved the case of the courtesan killer. Bloody well done, Miss Reed. I'll bet they brew it about that in Scotland Yard for years to come. What is brew it? To voice loudly, okay? My gratitude to you, Miss Reed, for ending the killer's reign. The capture of the courtesan killer, there's one piece of good news at least. Miss Reed went to great lengths to gather evidence of the deceased. I spoke with Anselina Kemeny about what transpired in her shop and was quite impressed. Perhaps we could discuss what happened there at a more opportune moment, Miss Reed. Under the right circumstances, I could be amenable to that. I had feelings you were well suited to murder investigations, and you proved me right. Well done. Thank you, but I imagine anyone else in my position would have done the same. What in the dashed hell has Miss Reed been up to with my landlady? Oh yeah, it's Atticus's landlady. By the by, it's certainly a topic for later on, but during my investigation I uncovered a grisly operation from the basement of a shop in Plaza Soris. The proprietor was engaged in acquisition of the victim's organs. Inspector Harry Snapper organs. After all that's happened tonight, I shouldn't be shocked by such gory dealings. Given my connection to the latest victim, you can understand my desire to discuss what might be done about it. Absolutely, Miss Reed. With everyone here together, we will be focused on bringing those who are still at large to justice. Plaza Soris, I can only imagine it as Gordon Gray. Fellows always given me an uncomfortable feeling. I'm pleased to see that my decision about each of you was a good one. I had some concerns about your cooperation. Just wondering, like, the guy didn't mention about Atticus killing Molly. Of course, it wouldn't be whatever his feeling about the matter is, whether he's pro or against. I guess it wouldn't be in good manners to bring it up in front of other people. Oh, by the way, you murdered this woman in cold blood. That even though maybe she deserved it. Something tells me he would have found some way to convince us, no matter what. But he sees my potential now. That's bloody wonderful. Now that we are all gathered here, follow me, and we will discuss your future with the Sovereign Syndicate. Okay, self-reflection. Narrow beams of light begin to creep across the horizon, refracting through dense smoke and bathing everything in an orange glow. The ferry carries us back to the St. Catherine docks as a new dawn washes away the stain of last night's events. Wending his way through the East End's back alleys, the masked stranger brings us to Dolores's laundry. Dolores pulls a lever beneath her counter and invites us to a secret passage. Who knew the masked stranger had been operating beneath the streets of Red Lantern Lane this whole time? Ooh, 20 hope. Her Majesty calls upon our services. Danger waits in the dark places of this world, sharpening teeth and poisoning blades. The Sovereign Syndicate stands between the innocent and those who would do them harm. We are the sword, the shield, and the whisper holding back calamity. Hell of a speech. Let's get to work. Okay, is that it? Yeah. Okay. I guess I have to, like, if I'd known it was this short, I would have completed this last time, but I thought there's gonna be at least a bit more stuff to do. Like, overall, I like the game. The ending was a bit of a letdown, like anticlimactic. Like, yeah, sure, the battle with Sora in my last stream, when Clara figuring out she was the killer. That was like okay, like had some action and tension. But this, like just walking into Silas Bragg or Lord Braxton there, and then say like, hey, I'm gonna take my mom away, and then the masked guy comes and basically takes care of everything. That's a bit like, it's not Deus ex machina, but it's sort of like still, well, it takes like the control away from the player, I guess. But hey, I hope there's gonna be a sequel. Like when I try to see what kind of sort of missions the Sovereign Syndicate would have and how would it work. But like, I guess the beginning of the game, like, it was sort of slow paced and stuff, and usually I would say that's a good thing. But in this one, it was like a bit still lacking. Like, it wasn't boring, but still like lacking in, I don't know, explosions or somebody walking in with a gun, stuff like that. It was only in the end that actually people started dying more, and more like even the murders were just a thing in the background. And also, like, I guess it's cool to have um, this way with several characters, like these 3 or 4 characters if you count Otto, the automaton. But it's sort of like I'm wondering, like, would it still be better if you just played as Atticus, or maybe the others would be like NPCs, your friends that hang around with you or something, that you solve their quests and stuff. But like I appreciate the attempt with these multiple characters, and I'm not saying it's a bad way of doing it, but still, like, it didn't succeed as well as it could have. And also, like, the game mechanics, like the skills, like, even though, like, you get to choose like your skill package for each character at the start of the game. Like you can have different kinds of abilities for them, but I really doubt it's gonna have much replay value. Like, of course, there's some things you can do differently. Like, I wonder, like, of course, what if Atticus says no, that he doesn't want to join the Syndicate? Is it just like, oh, okay, you go ahead, or like he forces us to join, or just kills us, or what? But like, I don't think there's gonna be a lot of replay value despite these skills. So if that's the case, then there's not so much point in having the skills, like you have being able to choose your skill set anyways. But like, I guess the game mechanics were the weakest part in the game. I think the setting, the atmosphere, that was pretty good, and the writing. Like, of course, there's a bit of like modern leftist sentiments, but it's not too bad or anything. But yeah, this is an interesting game. There's this, I guess, these adventure RPGs, like I've mentioned before in my streams, that of course this game and Disco Elysium and Game Deck, they're all quite similar. They're like these adventure RPGs. They're quite, like, not really RPGs in the traditional sense, because there's no combat, but there's some sort of level up system that you gain skills. But in some sense, it still resembles a point and click adventure game, although you know the puzzles are much simpler generally. Like, you don't get stuck really. Like, it's not so easy to get stuck in these games, unlike point and click adventure games. But so yeah, anyways, I appreciate this genre, and I hope they keep perfecting it, because like because I do like both RPGs and adventure games. Of course, there have been Quest for Glory games and stuff that's already even more something in between. So I don't know what would be the best term for this genre of games, but I would definitely lump all these three games in the same genre. They are at the end quite similar, even though the atmosphere in each game is different, and the attitude and even the world is very different. Like this is Victorian, game deck is cyberpunk, and then Disco Elysium is like alternative world, 1970s world or something. But yeah, it's um, like I guess, especially when it comes to Teddy, the dwarf, the ending is a bit of a letdown. Like it didn't have any like a personal incentive for him, because for of course for Atticus he found his mom, so it's very emotionally important for him, and for Clara, she find out who killed her friend or rival or whatever, and the you know called the courtesan killer, and she's a courtesan, so of course she was personally involved, and she also got her life was threatened. But what did Sadie do in the party? Like he didn't really do anything. He found the body of the scientist, Mr. Fullivole, and then he went to find out, Lord Bragg, that he's doing, Lord Braxton, he's doing something weird. And I also like the Otto gaining sentience. Like it's not really like I can get that it's an idea they thought is cool or something, the developers, but it wasn't really like there wasn't much content or much depth to it or anything. Like it's sort of forced. Like they feel almost like they were felt obligated. Okay, I have to. There's a translator, Mikko Suu. Mikko is a Finnish man's name, so I wonder, is it just coincidence, or it's like Chinese, simplified Chinese, and this is like traditional Chinese. Yes. Anyway, so yeah, I don't know. I feel obligated to see the ending credits at least, but I don't know. Do I have anything else to say about the game? Well, okay, that's disappointing that my stream today is gonna be so short. Like I was thinking it's probably gonna be shorter than usual, but still I wasn't expecting it to be this short, because there wasn't much actual gameplay today. It was mostly just reading dialogue and stuff. But that's how it sometimes happens. But yeah, I'm wondering whether this developer has made any other games. It's like not the best game out there, but certainly interesting. I think it still stands out. It's, kind of game I'm more interested in than whatever is the the game that everybody's talking about for the next 2 weeks. Always, there's always that one game that everybody's talking for a couple of weeks, and then there's another one. Like, people should talk more about games such as Sovereign Syndicate. But okay, I guess I can say I was surprised that the Sovereign Syndicate is actually this, clandestine royal organization or whatever it is. I was sort of thinking like, it's referring to Lord Braxton's organization, the Arsenal engines. I was thinking it's gonna, that this, business conglomerate holds so much power, and it's, threatening to take over the British Empire or something. But and maybe it was intentional that they make people think that that's the case. But then it's like, no, actually, the Sovereign Syndicate is actually a group named the Sovereign Syndicate, and it's some secret thingy. But of course, it was sort of hinted both with Duval Chalamet, whatever his name is, and the masked guy that um, there are some very powerful people. Oh, funded by the government of Canada. See, okay, they can fund something decent and not just some woke crap. But yeah, okay, I'm disappointed that you don't know anything about the masked guy, because the guy feels a bit hollow now that maybe they don't even know why he's wearing the mask, like the developers or the writers. They just who they people think is mysterious, but since there's no nothing revealed about his nature, his personality, anything like that, then it's just like, oh, okay, it's just this guy in a mask. It's sort of like, I don't know, Cobra Commander in G.I. Joe or something. Alright, now to do some coughing. I hope I managed to mute the mic so that coughing wasn't caught. But yeah, nothing else really to say. I'm Adventure Argonaut tomorrow, have to start another game. I have an idea, but I still have to, I don't know, sort of poke around with it first to see that it's worth playing and stuff. But yeah, thanks for watching and bye bye.